What's up guys? In this video we're going to be looking at the top stocks and penny stocks to watch for this coming week. These stocks could potentially move the markets because they are huge companies. So we got earnings that's going to be coming out, the majority of them in the financial sectors. We also have stay-at-home stocks that are reporting earnings. So these stocks are really, people are anticipating they're going to make a significant move to the upside. So we're going to be talking about these companies. I'm also going to be talking about the electric vehicle stocks that are hot right now, what to expect for this upcoming week. We got important news that could potentially affect the price of these stocks, guys. I'm also going to be talking about right at the end of the video, guys. I'm going to be covering exactly what is the stock market report, economic report that could potentially move the markets for tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video, guys. So now let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so before we get into the video, guys, make sure you smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and you have any questions, make sure you drop it in the comment section below, guys. So one of the hottest stocks that we talked about was Workhorse Group Incorporated, guys. So this stock is going to have a major news that could potentially move it to the upside or to the downside, because one of the contracts, they're trying to work and win, the bid for it is going to be coming to be announced in July 14. Workhorse Company is one of the bidders to win this huge $6 billion contract to kind of provide the fleet for the USPS. So they have this $6 billion contract they're going to award to different companies. So one of the bidders is Workhorse. So we're going to see exactly on July 14 if they actually got the deal or not. But still, they might not report it in July 14. So we still have to just be patient exactly when they're going to be releasing the news. But as you can see over here, the deadline for bids was supposed to be March 27, but it is currently now July 14, according to USPS. So this is the company that's going to be awarding the bid. So we expect them to maybe release a press release or announce it on the news exactly what are the major companies, that kind of got the deal for them to kind of provide them with electric car vehicles. So the other important thing that we talked about a few days ago, I made this specific video talking about how analysts could potentially affect the stock price for these electric vehicle sector stocks because they've been going to the upside a lot, and that is exactly what kind of happened for Workhorse stock, guys. As you can see over here, an analyst came out and they actually changed their anticipation from a buy to a neutral. So they cut that. So that is kind of one of the things you want to watch for. So unfortunately, because of this, the analyst kind of downgraded the stock from a buy to a hold, and they changed their price target. So Thursday morning, caller analyst Michael cut his ratings on the electric vehicle van maker to neutral from buy and removed his earlier $11 price target. So that is significantly bad. When you actually see these stocks get downgraded, even though they have this huge, multi-billion-dollar contract they can potentially win, but since the stock drastically moved to the upside, they're going to be anticipating that they're already priced in, this positive news, So that's why these analysts can come out and say that, okay, now the stock already run up with a great anticipation of the stock price going to the upside. Now I think we overdo the move to the upside, So that's why they kind of changed it from this point on. So you can check out that video too. Exactly, I cover all the electric vehicles. We're going to be talked about NIO, Tesla, Arcimoto, all the electric vehicles that you need to pay attention to stocks are covered in that video. So exactly when this analyst came out, the stock price actually went down, and we'll see exactly what's going to happen on July 14th. So that's going to be in 2 days. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen, guys. Also, another important stock that you guys need to watch for this kind of news, these analysts coming out and potentially affecting, is going to be NIO stock, guys. So NIO stock has been going to the upside a lot. As you can see over here, it is close to $15, guys. So however, when we reviewed on that video, we reviewed all the analyst reports are kind of positive, and they even have a 1-year price target for $38.65. But it only takes that one analyst to come out and say, I'm going to change this from neutral, I'm going to change it from a buy to neutral, hold, or something like that. So just keep an eye on NIO stock for that kind of information. But NIO is doing very, very well. It's super positive. But even though an analyst can come out and say that, I might just dip, and that is a great time to buy. That's a great time to add to your positions, So, but now let's move on to the top stocks, guys, that are going to be reporting earnings this upcoming week. So as you can see over here, these are the main stocks. On Monday, we got PepsiCo. On Tuesday, we got major banks like Wells Fargo. We got Citibank. And we also have an airline stock, which is Delta, reporting earnings. So this is significant too because a lot of people are holding Delta stocks right now. So they bought the dip. A lot of Robinhood users, retail investors are actually piled up in these airline stocks for anticipation of recovery to the upside in the future. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Also on Wednesday, we got Goldman Sachs reporting earnings. We got Thursday, we got Netflix, Abbott Labs. These are the stay-at-home stocks that you need to keep an eye on. We got Dominoes Pizza, also as a stay-at-home stock. And on Friday, we got Ali, Invest, and Citizen. So these are the major companies I'm going to be covering right now. But as you can see over here, we got Delta stock over here. As I mentioned, a lot of retail investors are actually involved in these airline stocks, playing for the bounce. And we actually kind of had a very solid bounce from the lows. These are all the pandemic news that kind of came out, and we kind of sold off to the downside a lot. We hit a low of like $19.19, and it went up. It shot up straight to $34 after that price point, and a lot of people made a lot of money. But unfortunately, it kind of pulled back to the downside too. So it's currently trading at $27.09. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. The earnings were going to go on Tuesday, June 14th. So one of the things you need to be super careful is that even though the earnings is negative, even though the earnings is positive, if they beat earnings or they lost their earnings, it really does not matter. What you need to pay attention to is this stock can react in either way. So that's why it's kind of a gamble to kind of hold through earnings unless you know specific strategies with options trading that can take advantage of both the upside to the downside moves, still knowing that also using those strategies you can still end up not making money. So you need to be super careful. Earnings is just a pure gamble. However, what you can do is you can play the anticipation of a positive earnings report. So I'm going to be talking about that when I'm talking about our Netflix stock. But anyway, so we got on Tuesday, the first going to be Delta stock. You need to keep your eye on this. So as you can see over here, anticipation, there's a lot of volume. Average volume is just insane. 56 million shares buying and selling going on. A lot of people get involved in these stock. The volume is 31.349 million on Friday. The 1-year price target is also $36, guys. So the other, this financial stock I talked about is Wells Fargo. So the financial sector in general is lagging a lot, just like the energy sector. They've beaten down a lot. The worst is the energy sector that has been beaten down the most. The next to that is the financial sector. It's mainly because, the Fed just coming out and changing monetary policies time and time again, and it is not benefiting the banks. So the Fed is lowering interest rates, and the banks are mainly dependent upon, interest rates and giving out loans, getting paid for that reason, So unfortunately, these companies can potentially might not have good earnings. However, that really does not matter. As I mentioned, even if they have lower than expected earnings, they can potentially still go up. You never know. So this is just earnings. That's just what you need to pay attention. So we got Citigroup. This is also a bank, guys. So pay attention to this stock too. We'll see exactly what's going to happen to this one too. So this can potentially, drag the market, drag the sector as a whole too. We also have Goldman Sachs reporting earnings on Wednesday. 1-year price target for this company is $234. And, it's kind of relatively doing good compared to the other banking stocks, So this is a big company. Also, the other stock that we're going to be talking about is going to be Netflix, guys. So Netflix is huge. There's going to be a lot of movement that can potentially happen to Netflix stock. As you can see over here, they're anticipating a lot of positive news. That's why I was talking like a minute ago that, the only time to play earnings is with an anticipation. So a few days ago or a week ago, you could have actually played, Netflix stock because these stocks tend to kind of rally. For example, as you can see over here, Netflix stocks are currently at $548.73. And a week ago, it was actually right around $421, right? So people, when the earnings day starts to approach, people will start to believe that, okay, we're staying at home, we're in quarantine. A lot of people are not going back to work. You got lots of kids at school that are out of school, staying in the house. So they're probably going to be watching Netflix. So their subscription service is going to be up a lot. So they're probably going to have a really fantastic earnings report. So people will start to get involved in it. So they want to become early, right? So that's why the stock just becomes super trending to the upside a lot and just drastically goes up. However, during the earnings report, even though this company reports positive earnings, it can still potentially go to the downside, mainly because, there's some shows that are not being recorded due to the pandemic. You have to make new seasons, you have to upgrade new seasons, you have to create content for Netflix subscriptions and things like that. So their guidance might not be that good too. Even if their guidance might be good too, you never know what's going to happen in earnings in general. So be super careful don't hold through earnings, that is just my warning, you know. So you can just play, as I mentioned, the anticipation of a positive earnings. You can also see Amazon stock just going to the upside because people are anticipating it's going to be positive earnings news. So what you do is you just sell before the earnings, because earnings day, you never know. The stock can, even if they beat earnings, it might just go down. We got Domino's Pizza reporting earnings on Thursday too. So this stock, you know, a lot of people are staying at home, ordering food, you know, calling pizza delivery. And as you can see, the stock is basically breaking out to the upside. It's right at the 52-week high range right now. It's $398.91 is the 52 high. So it's basically broke out. So we'll see what's going to happen. It also passed the 1-year price target. So these stocks are just going to the upside. These stay-at-home COVID stocks, you know. So also we got Abbott Labs. This is one of the companies that actually helped with the testing for the COVID-19 stocks. You know, so they helped a lot of, you know, they were able to produce an equipment that was able to test and get the results within like 5 minutes, you know. So that was fantastic. So we'll see what's going to happen with their earnings. As you can see over here, the 1-year price target for this company is also $101.93. So it's really close to the 52-week highs. It might break out, it might break down. You never know what's going to happen. But we might play the anticipation of a positive earnings report. So it might just break out. But we'll see what's going to happen, guys. And also, what is the important penny stock that you want to be looking for next week FDA-related news? Is going to be ticker symbol MNK. So they have a final FDUFA date for September 12, 2020. But they're going to be talking about presenting an information about this specific drug that they're trying to pass on July 15th, you know. So they're going to be talking about this drug in detail. They're going to be doing a presentation about it. So if they talk positively and how they progress out there, how they're super close to getting approved, the stock could potentially spike up with anticipation of a, you know, a positive, you know, news that can happen within the next few months, you know. So keep an eye on this specific stock. As you can see over here, this penny stock is currently trading at $2.53. We got a 1-year price target is $2.78. As you can see over here, the 52-week range is between $1 and $8.73. So this can definitely have a potential to spike at the upside if it starts to move. And the average volume is relatively similar to, you know, the expected volume. So as you can see over here, we got 4 million shares traded on average. And the volume on Friday was also 3.8 million shares. So this is a company that is liquid. You can buy and sell it. You can get in and out super quickly too if you want to get involved in it too. Now let's look at key support resistance levels that you can use to get involved in this specific stock. Before we get into that, guys, the share of the float of that standing is 84.2 million shares. The share of the float is 81.94 million shares. And as you can see over here, institution ownership is 81.7%. So there's a lot of institutions like hedge funds owning this stock. That is a great thing to know, because it's potentially not going to be affected, you know, manipulated by retail investors, a lot of emotional traders and things like that. So that is a good thing to see at. But as you can see over here, we can use the $2 mark. If it kind of continues to sell off, we can use the $2 mark as a support area to get involved in it. And the price target, we can use the first area. It's going to be like $3. And if it can potentially spike up to $4, that's going to be a great thing. But we have a resistance over here at $3, you know, so over here in the past. So we can have our first price target is going to be $3. Our risk is going to be if it goes below $2 to get out, and if it approaches to $2, that's going to be great entry price for risking off of the $2 area. So keep an eye on this stock, guys. So important economic report that's going to be reported tomorrow is going to be for Monday, July 13th. Is going to be at 2 p.m. The federal budget for the period of June is going to be reported. So that's going to be a report that's going to be coming out. So it's exactly how that is going to affect the markets. But keep an eye on 2 p.m., guys. So that could potentially move the markets to the upside to the downside, guys. So, and if you have any questions, guys, make sure you drop in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. But I'll catch you guys on the next video. Have a wonderful day.